Hey guys, how's it going? Josh here with Green Evolution. Just a quick video here showing you guys our brand new Swirly Fat-Boy from the Encap Store. We got the 15-inch model that I'll be breaking out here soon in the video. Starting off today with a small house here. Excuse me. Living room, dining room, hallway, and a couple bedrooms, some stairs. We're starting with the vacuuming here, of course. Always pre-vacuum everything when we're doing low moisture. This is the Sensor S12 vacuum. Really good vacuum. Highly recommend. Very low noise. HEPA filtration. You see me there using the wand. It's got the wand with the attachments, so we don't miss any edges and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, just gonna continue with the vacuuming here. This carpet is a very low grade carpet. Customer says they only put this carpet in to sell their house. They put their house, or they were going to put their house on the market a few years ago and then decided against it when that whole COVID thing happened. So the carpet is now about 3 or 4 years old, going on 5 years, I think. And yeah, it's pretty worn out. You can see, I'll show later in the video, some areas where it's kind of falling apart. It needs to be stretched. The carpet is pretty loose. It's a light gray colored carpet. And here in this living room, the worst of it is over by the couch. I pushed the couch back a couple feet so I can get right under where usually where people's feet would rest. So you see the vacuum here did a good job of lifting the pile. It's not a shag carpet or a very high pile carpet, but you see the vacuum did a decent job of lifting the pile. It's hard to tell with the lighting here. The only light that was coming in was from the window. Over here, where I'm pointing at, is where the worst of it was, where people rest their feet. It was pretty dark in that area, but again, it's hard to, it doesn't come through the video because of the light coming in through the window. So anyway, here's the Swirly. Brand new. This is the first job that I do using the Swirly. That is the pad holder there. The pad holder is actually 14 inches. The machine is a 15-inch machine. And then you see that two-way pad there, the green stripe. That's actually a 20-inch pad. That's just some of the pads I had left over from my previous machine. I had a big 20-inch machine I was using before. So now, obviously, the pad sticks out quite a bit from under the machine. You'll see later in the video, I use a, what is it now? The pad from Bonnet Pro. I think it's the Iron Man. Those are a 17-inch, so it's not quite as big. Works a lot better with this machine. There I'm filling the solution tank on the machine. It holds about 2.5 gallons of solution. I'm using some Green Dragon for this job at about 1.5 ounces per gallon. There's a little headlight that I just strapped on the machine for this job because the lighting is so odd here. The light's just reflecting off of the carpet. It's hard to see spots and stuff like that. So that's why I put the headlight on this thing. Overall, the machine seemed to do a really good job. This is the 1.5 horsepower version of the Swirly. I think the regular original Swirly is only 1 horsepower. So as you can see there, absolutely no issues moving that 20-inch pad. I do apologize for all of the background noise you guys are hearing back there. All the clicking and banging and clacking. The owner was in the kitchen doing whatever, dishes, and seemed like organizing the kitchen a little bit, so you'll hear a lot of that banging noises. It's not the machine, it's where I had the phone and tripod located is kind of in a dining room, and the kitchen is just off to the side of that, so it was picking up, the mic was picking up a lot of the noise coming from the kitchen. You'll hear the water, the sink run in and stuff like that, so I apologize for that. But it is what it is. All right, guys. Well, as you can tell, the Swirly Fat-Boy is definitely doing a great job. Really am liking the size of this machine versus what I was using in the past, which again was a 20-inch, very heavy, well over 100 pounds. This machine here seems to be about 70, 80 pounds maybe. And with the larger, I think those are 8-inch wheels, definitely makes a difference when going up the stairs. I work alone, so nobody to help me lift the machine up. And the area I'm working in right now is on the top level of the home. It's a split entry, so I had to bring the machine up a flight of stairs, and I will also be bringing it down a flight to get down to the basement later. Overall, though, like I said, very happy so far. The machine is very quiet, which is a good thing when you're in somebody's house. You don't want something making a ton of noise. Very, very quiet. The machine is very, very smooth. I'm shower feeding only, which means I'm using the solution in the tank of the machine itself. I did not pre-spray anything in this house. For me, this is important because I do have issues with asthma, and certain scents and certain chemicals that trigger my asthma. And so being able to just have the machine with a tank on it, being able to deliver the solution that way makes a huge difference. Um, I did do a job recently where I used a chemical that had no scent to it. I thought it would be safe for me, and I went ahead and pre-sprayed with just a pump-up sprayer. So tried to keep down on the atomizing of the chemical, but still I could, I started coughing profusely and just could tell that's not the right way for me anyway. I will pre-spray with just a spray bottle if I see some spots that I feel like might need it. But as far as spraying with the tank, whether it's a pump sprayer, and God forbid, I see some of the guys these days using like the Works sprayer, those battery operated ones. There's a Ryobi version. Those, I mean, they look like fun, and while they seem like would be very helpful, they spray a lot of solution down. But when you watch people using those, look at what's happening in the air itself. I mean, all those little particles, that's all the chemical that's been atomized and is now in the air. And I don't care how safe the chemical is, I don't care how green the chemical might be. That's all I use. I only use chemicals that are safe for people and pets. I only use green products. Some of the stuff I have from Bonnet Pro, like Nanomax, is plant based, but it doesn't matter how safe the chemical is, it does not belong in your lungs. It's just not made for you to breathe and get that stuff in your lungs. So I don't know why, these guys that do carpets, and I see them spraying this stuff everywhere and it looks cool and everything, but seems like it's going to save you some time. And, maybe me and people like me who have issues already with our lungs, we can tell right away. Maybe those guys, they can't tell that they're hurting their lungs, but in the long run, they'll find out. And I really wish they stopped using those indoors. Outside is a different thing, but when you're indoors doing carpet, you should not be atomizing chemicals like that. Here's the green stripe pads. You could see it picked up some solution, but for me, now this is not the pad with the green stripes. There are not the artificial turf material. I think this one here is like a rayon or a nylon type of material, synthetic. It's not cotton, but for me, it works great for agitation. I only use that green stripe pad to put the chemical down. And like I said, I shower feed from the machine, so the green stripe pad will agitate, get the chemical into the fibers. And then my second pass is with this pad here. This one here is a 17-inch from Bonnet Pro. This is the Ironman pad. And if you see it kind of wobbling there, it's just because it's not 100% centered, but that's okay. As long as the machine's not wobbling, no big deal. But you will see the difference here. This pad right away, you can tell. The previous pad with the green stripes felt like it was just gliding over the carpet, very smooth. This one here, you can tell, has got some bite to it. This one's supposed to be mostly cotton. I don't know if it's 100% cotton, but it's mostly cotton. I would say maybe 80%. I don't know. I'd have to check with Bonnet Pro, but the Ironman pad, you can tell the difference. Like I said, obviously the carpet here is already damp from me shower feeding with the first pass. So it's not wet. I didn't soak it, but there's definitely moisture on the carpet. I'm using very little here with this pad. Like I said, the carpet's already wet, and you can see I didn't pre-wet this pad. This pad is dry. And I'm only pulling the trigger on the solution when I feel like it needs it, like when I feel like it's tugging and it's gripping. Definitely don't want to use these pads on dry carpet. Even though you shower feed and the carpet is moist, you are drying the carpet in a way as you go over it with this cotton pad here. So you got to be really mindful of that. Like I said, carpet is damp, but if I go over it enough with this pad here, I mean, you're creating some friction there. So, and you're picking up a lot of the moisture along with the soil. So, but you know, just going over and over the same area with this pad, I mean, you're gonna start to feel the machine tug and pull because it's drying. The carpet is drying at the same time that you're going over it. So again, I am still letting down a little bit of solution only when I feel like it needs it, but not a lot, only enough to keep the pad gliding smoothly. And like I said, this is my two-step process. Now this carpet was dirty. It was just surface stuff, no spots, no spills. So there was no need for me to use anything else, anything more aggressive. If there was a lot of soil, a lot of spots, a lot of stains, I likely would have used a fiber pad instead of the green stripe. The fiber pad I like to use is a pink colored pad. It's called an eraser pad by 3M. Some people use the white pad, which is just a polishing pad. Some people use a red pad. I find that the pink is just a little bit more aggressive than the red pad, but safe enough for carpet use. Anyway, here's the Iron Man after one pass. Again, this is after already using the green stripe, which picked a little bit up, but you can see right there, if I'd have just left it alone at the first step, all of this soil would be left behind. So here's the two pads. You can see for yourself, right? Not terrible, but definitely definitely needed it. So there it is, guys, the Swirly Fat-Boy.